Hi you guys, welcome back to FVSD Life. My name's Branwyn and this week it is officially Carers Week. From the 7th of June to the 13th of June I will be doing videos to help spread awareness of carers and to help unacknowledged carers come forward too. So for today's video I'll be talking about my story as a carer. And I know I said that I'll put up 3, but I've now decided to put up 5 instead. So I'm really excited to do this. My first video today is just the introduction, and then the next 4 videos will be, I'm not sure what order I'll put them in, will be about unacknowledged disabled young carers, carers allowance, what's available in for carers in Hertfordshire, and a summary of what I hope to be put into place for carers. So jumping right in, I was first acknowledged as a carer by my GP when I turned 18 years old. It was surprising because I thought the things that I'd grown up doing, I thought it was things that other kids did, you know, but thinking about it, it just, you know, it's different because things I grew up doing, I would make sure my mum took her medication, I would make sure she had enough sleep, I would collect her medication from the chemist, which is literally just down the road from us. I would also, if my mum was having a seizure, an epileptic seizure, I would care for her and also make sure my sister wasn't panicking too much. If she was, put her in, make sure she goes to a separate room. So the only story I want to tell you now, but I've got loads of them, is that when I was 10 years old, one night I was in bed and I woke up to this grunting and groaning, and it was coming from downstairs, and when I got to the sitting room, my mum was having a grand mal seizure on the floor. It was terrifying to say the least. I immediately, thankfully I just started doing St John Ambulance, and they taught me how to do the recovery position and what to do if someone's having a seizure. So what I first did is made sure the area was clear, I put cushions around to make sure she didn't injure herself, and I also put her into the recovery position too. It was horrifying because the seizure actually went on for about 5 minutes. I've always been told to phone an ambulance if my mum had a really bad seizure, but I just remember my mum always saying, if I have a seizure, please don't call an ambulance because that will cause me to have another seizure and another seizure and another seizure. And I know I know what it's like for her, so I didn't. I'll forever regret it, but I'm glad that she was at home where I could keep an eye on her. But that was the first time that it actually really hit me that, you know, she wasn't okay. So I have witnessed my mum having seizures, and so have my sister. I would say my sister's witnessed a lot more when it comes to epileptic seizures. But we witness different things, you know. It's really difficult. I'm trying not to cry. It's really not easy. Yeah, witnessing someone you love, someone who's raised you alone, and you not having family down near where you live, it's hard. But me and my family are really close, and I know if anything happens, they'll come down in a flash. And yeah, growing, as I got older, my responsibilities changed. And they've grown as well. I would do more shopping, and especially during the pandemic, because of my mum and my sister being high risk. Last year, as everyone knows, there was a huge lockdown. I would, because there were no delivery slots online for food shopping, I would go out and get the shopping and stuff. And thankfully there was people who would come to collect the prescription requests for us, but I would still have to go and get the prescription, go get the medication. It's really, really difficult, but the thing is, the most important thing that you guys need to understand is that we all look after each other as a family unit, because my sister's got her own health needs, so do I, as well as my mum. I would say my mum has the most severe, but my sister has autism. She's hard of hearing. She has so many issues, and yeah, I have mental health issues and stuff. I would say the one thing that's really affected me big time about being a carer is it affected my education. I didn't know that I was a carer during school, but it makes so much sense now. It affected my studies. It did. I barely got good grades. I didn't even hit the grades that I wanted, but I didn't get an F or a U, which is good. But you know, it's not easy. It's really not. I mean, I'll forever be grateful to the GP for actually acknowledging me as a carer, which then... So when the GP acknowledged me as a carer when I was 18, I spoke to my mum about it, and she went, well, hang on, why don't we speak to adult services about this? Because my sister was still under them. Well, she still is. And so we reached out to them, and they said, oh, okay, so do you want us to give you a carers assessment? We said, yeah, absolutely. But can you do it for all of us? And they said, yeah, absolutely. And so we all had the carers assessment, but I also asked for a disability assessment as well. We all got, we were all classed as carers, which helped us access carers in Hertfordshire and stuff. But I didn't get the disability, I didn't pass the disability side with adult services, but they do still help me in a way. I'm 25 years old now, in case you didn't know. Yes, I do still live at home, but I try not to let caring affect my life too much. I do still see my friends, but they do completely understand if my mum's had a seizure or if I cancel plans last minute. And yeah, I also have cats who have been such a big help. I cannot explain to you how much they've helped us big time. Not only do they help us mentally and emotionally, they've also sort of let me know if mum's not okay. So Luna especially, she will come over to me and start meowing and rubbing herself against my legs until I start walking with her, and then I'll go to where my mum is, and she'll potentially be having a seizure. And so, you know, and it's people might find that odd, you know, like your cat's telling you, really. It's like, well, actually, yeah, they do. They've grown up around this, and so yeah, they've been a big help. When I say we care for each other as a family unit, I mean that we all make sure we have our medications. My sister makes sure that I'm okay, so does mum. Mum makes sure that Bonnie's okay as well as me. Me and Bonnie make sure that mum's taking her medication, that mum's had enough sleep. Mum makes sure I've done my exercises in splints. And yeah, also I do go with mum to every single doctor's appointment and hospital appointment. With a GP, we are known as a dynamic duo, and yeah, so that's my introduction, and I'm going to wrap that up now. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, so just as a quick reminder, I'll be doing 4 extra videos. I'll be doing one for unacknowledged disabled young carers, one for carers allowance, one for what's available for carers in Hertfordshire, and also one as a summary for what I would like to see in place. Alrighty guys, thanks. Take care and stay safe. Bye!